Hi everyone and welcome to this episode. In this episode we're going to talk about eyepieces and also about filters that you can use together with your eyepiece and your telescope. In an earlier video I shared 5 astronomy tips, especially for you as a beginner into astronomy. And there is a lot of things that you need to know before you start using your telescope. In that other video that I shared before, I also mentioned one of the tips was to get familiarized with your telescope, your new equipment, so you are well prepared when you go out under the night sky and starting your first observing session. And one of them is also about the eyepiece. I didn't mention it in the other video because I took it in a whole package and say get familiarized with your telescope and your equipment. And one important thing is just the eyepiece. So in front of us I have 3 different types of telescope. All of them have the eyepiece holder in the back of the telescope. On a reflector telescope using another technology, the eyepiece is most common placed here in the front of the telescope on the side. But on all these 3, it's in the back. So this is the first thing, where to put your eyepiece. And I have 6 different eyepieces here. I have one more here. And where to put it is here. We remove a plastic protective cap, and there's a little tightening screw. Maybe I can show better on this scope here. There's a little tightening screw. Unscrew it a little bit, place your eyepiece into the holder, and then screw tightly, not too hard. It's a small screw, so it's pretty fragile, but tighten it just so the eyepiece is secure and sits firmly in place in your telescope. And this is where you should look down through the eyepiece to see the object in the sky. And the eyepiece has different types of dimensions. This is a 1.25 inches big, and there is other also, for example, 2-inch eyepiece, but the 125 is the most common one, I would say, in the smaller range of telescope as these are. But make sure, check in your manual for the telescope what type of eyepiece size it's designed for. And if you have another eyepiece with a bigger dimension, there is adapters that you can buy and use together with your scope and your eyepiece. And as I said, they come in different size and magnifications. So, for example, this bigger one here is a Super Plus eyepiece, 26 millimeter eyepiece. And to make it easy, you higher the number like 26, you lower the magnification you use. If I go for the smaller one here, it's a 9.7 millimeters. So this one will give higher magnification when used together with the scope. I will do a separate video to talk about focal length of your telescopes and also how to calculate the magnification, but not in this episode. This episode is purely just briefly about the eyepieces and also an accessory that is called filters. So we will talk about these filters in a short while. But as I say, I have another one here. This one is it's also 26, sorry, 26 mil. I have a 25 here, and this one is 9.7. So yes, this I have here is more or less the same, but this gives you a little bit flavor about how they can look. They can be in different length like that, and but there is always a number that says the millimeters. So just remember that the higher number, the lower magnification. The lower number, the higher magnification. There is an accessory. I don't have it with me here today. It's called Barlow lenses. And a Barlow lenses have different types of multiplying effect. There can be Barlow lenses, for example, 2 times magnification. So if you use a 26mm eyepiece and you have a magnification with that one together with your scope, and you put a Barlow lens, then you will have the double magnification. And in this telescope, it's an ETX80 computerized telescope. There is actually a pretty nice feature. It has a built-in Barlow lens. So just turning a little knob here on the side, I can put this lens in and out under the eyepiece. So it comes in very handy actually when you're out doing your observing session. Instead of changing the eyepiece all the time, you can just have one eyepiece and turn the knob. Of course, you still need maybe to change your eyepiece, but and this is not all the telescope that has this feature. But if it has, it's good. Otherwise, you can use a Barlow lens. Okay, this was a little bit about eyepieces. One thing that is extremely common, I can say that I have seen some eyepieces that does not have a thread underneath, but it's very, very rare. Almost all eyepieces like this have a thread underneath, and this is to attach other things to the eyepiece. There is Barlow lenses that you can screw directly onto your eyepiece, but I would say for my personal use, I use filters, and here now it's very small, but this is a red filter. It's metal ring with a lens inside that has a red coating, that's a red color, and it has a thread underneath and on top. And this filter, now I can show you a red, I also have a blue, uh, yellow and green, and there is tons of different filters. There is IR filter, there is moon filter, it can be tons of different colors, and I will make a special video to explain some of the most used colors and what they are for. This is not just to make the moon blue or red or green. This has other purposes, but I will not go into that today. I will just tell you a little bit of how to use them. But first of all, handle this equipment extremely carefully. They are sensitive. All these type of equipment are sensitive. Just going back to the eyepieces, keep them in their original packaging if possible. If they come with a box like this, keep them like this when you're not using them. This eyepiece has a little cap underneath and a protective cap on the top. So again, when you're not using the eyepiece, store it in some type of storage like that to be careful with it. And the same with the filters, they are sensitive. Don't touch any of these lenses, not on the filters, not on the eyepieces. If you need to clean them, make sure no strong acids or detergents. So just use a fiber cloth that is specified to use with optics, and make it really soft, and be careful. Don't touch on the lenses with your fingers. There is this grease will stick on the surface, and it's really hard to take away. But again, the eyepiece and the filter. The filter is threaded, and you just screw it on to your eyepiece like this. There are pretty fine threaders, it takes some time. But here, now I have screwed the filter onto the eyepiece. Now it's one solid unit like this. So there is no risk to drop the filter from the eyepiece, something like that. And it goes into the telescope. It's exactly the same as before. And I said before that there is threads also on the filter. So I can add, now I have a red one, I can add a blue one. For example, I can add a lot of other types of filters, and again I just screw it onto the other filter that I added before, like that. And now one solid piece. Again, it sticks down your telescope exactly like that. So again, there will be a separate video of the filters, what they are for, how to understand the different types of colors and where to use them. But I can give you one tip right straight away. If you're observing the moon by a moon filter, there is a special filter that is just called a regular moon filter for different types of eyepieces, again 125 inches or 2 inches. Buy a moon filter if you like to observe the moon. If you like to observe, like me, the planets, this is the most common thing that I observe under the night sky, it's the planets. Then you want to have some type of filters, especially when it comes into astrophotography. Again, there will be special videos about astrophotography, how it works, how to set it up and so on. But I will try to make shorter videos to explain a little bit, just briefly, about how it works, the eyepiece, the filters, the threads down here, how to screw them on and so on. And then I will make a more deep dive video where we go into the deep and where I absolutely talk about, for example, the eyepieces, how to calculate the magnification, what you can use with the telescope. So instead of digging too deep in these videos, I just briefly, if it interests you, then in the future there will come more explanation. But once again, tell me in the comments, what do you want to see? What do you have? What type of questions do you have? Let me know, and let's see if I can make a video and explanation, so we share information together with each other. So that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any upcoming tutorials, videos, guides from my side. So yeah, thank you so much. See you.